Well, hello, I am Corvette Hop and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do a video on rewrapping the steering wheel on this 2014 Corvette. We're going to apply two-tone high quality leather. We're also going to apply a carbon fiber spoke center. With that, let's go ahead and get started. First things you have to do is disconnect the negative battery cable. This is an absolute must. If you do not do this, your airbag has a possibility of blowing up in your face. Make sure you disconnect the battery. You can do that right here from the trunk area. Make sure only a qualified technician works with the airbag. Use a 10mm socket to disconnect the negative battery terminal. Wait at least 5 minutes after the negative battery terminal has been removed to start removing the airbag. Install a screwdriver or an Allen wrench on both sides of the steering wheel to release the main body of the airbag. Again, there is a hole in each side of the steering wheel. There you go, and just kind of pry it loose. There we go. So we have this little connection right here that we can disconnect, and let's just press on the top portion. Just like that. And these are a little tricky in that these little tabs come upward. Just like that. And then you can pop them off. And now you can remove the airbag. And there's your airbag. And that's what it looks like from the other side. Just for gee whiz, this is a little demo on how the screwdrivers release the airbag. Note the tabs that lock the airbag into place. Just good to know information. Now I will actually show you how to remove the steering wheel cover. Just like that. Gently pull outward on the steering wheel cover. Now there are some plugs, and you see here they connect these connectors right here, and they're really hard to get to. And there's one more on this side for this one, and there's that one. You have to press in on these tabs in order to pull it out. So it's like this. On the back side, you can see how the tabs actually connect to the back. There's another connector right here that we'll have to disconnect. And see this tab right here? That's all you have to do. Push that tab in and pull it out. Now this is going to be a challenge, removing the steering wheel bolt. This is tightened down to about 23 foot-pounds, 22 to 23 foot-pounds. So it's on there pretty tight, and it's really hard to get off. I'm going to show you a trick on how to get it off easily. I found the easiest way to remove the bolt is to use an impact wrench. Use a T50 socket to remove the steering wheel bolt. About that, comes out just like that. Not all of them come out that easy, but we were lucky on this one. One other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I mark this as up and down right here, and that's just so when I put the steering wheel on, in case it slips, that I put it on straight. Just feed the wires right through. Just like this. And right there we have the steering wheel. We can go ahead and remove it. That's what the back side looks like. I'm going to use an old steering wheel to show how I remove the old leather. Now, not all steering wheels require you to remove the old leather. I just happen to be showing you how to do this one. Most steering wheel rewraps can be done while on the car. However, I wanted to show how to remove the steering wheel. Plus, for me, it's much easier to stitch while it's off the car. Now I'm going around the old steering wheel with a razor blade, so I am cutting the old stitching out. This, of course, will allow me to remove all the old leather. Once the leather is removed, I use some alcohol to clean up the steering wheel. I removed all the old glue from the surface and any tape that may be remaining. And now I install the new leather. I got this beautiful two-tone leather from redlinegoods.com. Now, I'm not going to show you every single step on how to stitch the steering wheel because there are so many websites out there. Plus, there are great ones on redlinegoods.com. It took me about 5 hours to stitch the entire steering wheel. I also used leather glue and double-sided tape to bond the leather to the steering wheel. While the stitching was very tedious, it was very rewarding to see the final product. Redline Goods does offer professional service if you don't feel like stitching it yourself. About every few stitches I had to give the thread a good tug so that it pulls in tight. Once complete, I did have to cut away a little bit of the leather around the edges where there was just too much. I really love how this two-tone leather came out. While it's not perfect because this was my first time, I really do love the product. And now let's put the steering wheel back on the car. By the way, I have no connection with redlinegoods.com. I just like giving credit when credit is due. Go ahead and feed the wires back through the steering wheel.
Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to connect the plugs. Just like this. Oops. The new, it's Z51.
Go ahead and connect the switch wire in. The switch terminals are a little difficult to install because they have to be tilted in a little bit. Remember, connect the terminals on both sides of the steering wheel cover. Now go ahead and install the steering wheel bolt using that T50 socket. Remember, tighten the bolt down using a torque wrench to 22 to 23 foot-pounds. Go ahead and connect the terminal wire. Also, go ahead and connect the blue end of the wire to the blue terminal. And of course the yellow end of the wire to the yellow terminal.
Make sure you fasten the tabs.
And push the airbag in the slot and ensure no wires are binding up.
There you go.
The airbag just snaps in as you push it in. Reconnect the battery and go ahead and start the car and check all switches for operations. Make sure the horn works. And now we are complete with this beautiful two-tone leather steering wheel.
I hope you liked the video today. If you really like the channel, go ahead and subscribe right here. With that, keep the cars on the road.